Hello everyone, this is Metal Rocker 86 and I'm doing something a little different this week. As many of you know, Metallica released their new album 72 Seasons just over a week ago. I've listened to it and I've decided to rank all of Metallica's studio albums from least favorite to favorite. Just a heads up though, I will be omitting albums like Garage Inc. and Lulu, so let's go! Coming in at number 11, we have the dreaded Saint Anger. The best songs on this album were Sweet Amber and The Unnamed Feeling, and they were okay at best, and the rest of the songs were just terrible. The instrumentation sounded like a mess, especially that clang, clang, clang drum sound that sounded like they were banging on trash cans. As for the vocals, it just sounded like someone letting out their anger. Another thing, the songs were all very long and really dragging on, and I was mostly waiting for them to end. Now at number 10, we have Load. Expectations were high coming out of Metallica's self-titled Black album, and it did not live up to them. It did not really feel like I was listening to Metallica. In one song, Mama said they were trying country when they were known for metal. There is, however, one song that really stands out to me that I really liked, and it's the last one, The Outlaw Torn. But people might have lost interest in the album before they got to that song. At number 9, we have Death Magnetic. This was the album that followed Saint Anger, and Metallica was trying to recapture their old self. While this album is much better than its predecessor, it sounded like they were stealing riffs and sounds from old songs. I will say, however, there were two songs I really liked on this album, Broken, Beaten, Scared, and My Apocalypse. The one that felt really unnecessary was The Unforgiven 3. Now we get to number 8, Reload. This one was a sequel to Load, and while it is an improvement, it's not really the Metallica that I remember. There were a few good songs on this album. For example, I really like the opening track, Fuel. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire! I really like the energy in that song. Another one I liked was The Memory Remains with the catchy riffs that got my head banging. The other one I really liked was The Unforgiven 2. It's actually a nice follow-up to their first Unforgiven, and it's quite enjoyable. Now is lucky number 7, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. This one, like Death Magnetic, Metallica was trying to go back to their old thrash metal days, and this one actually impressed me. We'd been waiting 25 years for something like this. Songs like Hardwired, Atlas Rise, Halo Fire, and Dream No More are just amazing songs. The only weakness is that it was too front-loaded. The first half was much stronger than the second half. In 6th place is Metallica's newest album, 72 Seasons. It had been 7 years since Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and we've been waiting for a new album from them. Well, it finally arrived, and it blew me away. This one really gives off the thrash metal feel from the early days, and I love it. The songs are really good on this one. My 3 favorites have to be Chasing Light, Lux Eterna, and my absolute favorite, If Darkness Had a Sun. Now we get to the top 5 with And Justice for All. This was the first album they released after the death of Cliff Burton in a tour bus accident, just months after the release of Master of Puppets. The songs on this album are very well written, and there are some killer guitar riffs. My 3 favorite songs on this one are 1, Eye of the Beholder, and Blackened. In 4th place is their first album, Kill 'Em All. This was the album that really started it all in terms of thrash metal. There are some killer riffs on this one too that give off great energy and get my head banging. The songs were also very well written on this one, and my top 3 are Am I Evil, The Four Horsemen, and Seek and Destroy. Now for 3rd, it might be something very dangerous. I sure wouldn't want to ride the lightning. This was the follow-up to Kill 'Em All, and while it's still very thrashing, the only difference is there are some softer parts. The songs were also very well written on this one, and there's some amazing energy from the guitars again. There are a lot of classic songs on this album, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, The Call of the Cthulhu, but my favorite has to be their title song, Ride the Lightning. We're getting very close, only 2 to go, and in 2nd place is Master of Puppets. This was their 3rd release, and as I mentioned before, it was released just before the tragic death of Cliff Burton. The songs are also very well written, and there are some classics on this one too, like the title song, Master of Puppets. Obey your master, 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 I also like Battery and Damage Inc., but my absolute favorite has to be Welcome Home, Sanitarium. Well, now is the moment you've all been waiting for, my favorite Metallica album. If you haven't figured it out, there's only one left, and it's their self-titled Black Album. This was the album that got me into Metallica. I love the guitar riffs in this one, which give off great energy. This one has a lot of classic songs on it. Enter Sandman. Exit light. Enter night. Take my hand. Off to Never, Never Land. Sad but true. The Unforgiven. Wherever I may roam, nothing else matters. But believe it or not, this one might surprise you. My favorite song on this album is actually of Wolf and Man. I love the riffs in that one. And that is how I rank all of Metallica's studio albums. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe and share. Until next time, rock on!